Video, I'm going to take you through the process of creating an inspection form, how you can define the fields so it provides the information that the client wants, as well as manage the workflow so it matches the process that they want their users and contractors to follow. So I'll start out first by showing that when you go into the company mode, you'll go into the company inspections, and you'll see I've added an inspection called Formwork Test. I've uploaded a blank PDF form, and now to edit the form, you click on the Edit button, which takes you over to another page. And now I see I have on the right, there's a few edits here, the ones that are really most important. If you look at the wheel, that's where I can define my workflow. In this case, there's a checklist that has to be taken through a certain workflow where it's checked by the subcontractor, verified by the SB rep, and then approved by the client rep. So now that we've created the workflow based on the form, I can click on this magic wand, if you will, and you'll see the form will come up, and in the form there's a number of hotspots, and the hotspots can be either green or pink. If they're pink, it's a mandatory form that must need be filled out, and if it's green, it's an optional form. So if I go through this, you'll notice that certain forms, if I highlight them and click this box on the top, this is designated as read-only, and the type is drawing title. It's a data type that we picked, and we've identified the title as building. And these all can be changed. Now if I scroll down further, you'll see I've got a series of checkboxes. And if I highlight two of the checkboxes, this will allow the users to either accept or reject, but we don't want them to do both. So if I right-click on these two boxes, you can see that they're linked together. I can unlink them, and I can link them back in the same way. And you want to do this for every section where you want choices to be made like this. Now if I go down and I click on this box again, I can see the title is Tolerance for Departure in Section 1B. We'll get to that a little bit later, why we want to do that, but essentially there is a field called a forms answer, and the user might be interested in understanding how many times that particular field has had a rejection in the first inspection or the second inspection. And by defining these fields in this way, they'll always be able to do that. Finally, we get down to the notification part. And if you notice here, we've got check by notified subcontractors and notified users. So these are different categories. In this case, I can again click on this box and look under my attributes, and I can see that we want the notification to go out when the workflow is open. Now, if I go to the next field and click on the box, now we want the SB representatives to be notified when it's been checked by the subcontractor, and then finally, if we go into the last approval process, they get notified when it's verified by the SB representative. Now, any of these notifications can be made through subscription mode, and generally when a new video, or excuse me, a new inspection is opened, you'll have a subscription going out to all of these representatives to notify that there is a new inspection that needs to be attended to. But in terms of the actual notification when it's time for the next person to do work, by setting the notifications at the time the prior step is completed, really does a lot to reduce the delays. I hope this helps you understand a little bit more. Obviously there's more to Forms Wizard than I can show you here, but I think it should give you a reasonable idea.